Everyone, I hope you are well. I am also good too. So, I was thinking for a while that I need to make a video about IELTS test, and if it is very much needed for people who don't have the understanding of IELTS. So, I'm going to talk about IELTS test and each modules in details. So, let's get started without any further ado. The first thing I'm going to talk about is IELTS test and its meaning. IELTS full form is International English Language Testing System. So by that you can already understand that it only assesses your capability in English. Okay, so that's it. It is not going to, happen for other language. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to understand. Another thing is there is no age limit. So you can be under 18 too and at the same time appear in IELTS test. Okay, so that is another important topic. Another thing is what do you need to be attending in IELTS test? Firstly, you need two things. One is documents, another is money. First thing is you have to have any identification like national ID card, or maybe you need a passport. The next is money. You will need $200 upfront, and you need to pay them while you do the registration process. So yeah, these are the two requirements for IELTS. So now I'm going to talk about the time limits. So you can attend to IELTS exam any time of the year. It will depend upon the the center you are preferring to be seated for the exam. So maybe you should check with your preferred exam center about the dates. But generally, it happens all around the year, and there is no special month. If I talk about SAT exams, they have special months, but for IELTS there is nothing like that. So that is another important thing. Next I'm going to talk about is the exam process. There is two type of exam. One is computer based, another is paper based. So you can appear in computer based exam if you are very comfortable in computer. Otherwise you can appear in paper based test. But personally I prefer paper based test because I'm not sure that if I am too much comfortable at typing. So after that I'm going to talk about the speaking test. Speaking test generally hails in two forms. One is in person, another is face to face. Both are same, but another is online. So you can have people online to talk with English. So yeah, these are the basic things. Now let's talk about the different process, like different modules. Let's start with listening. If I talk about listening, there are generally 4 parts of it. It happens in 30 minutes. So in first 3 parts there will be in the 4 parts there will be audio played, and there will be different sort of questions you need to answer after hearing the audio. In the first 3 audio you will hear conversations between 2 or among 3 or more people, but most of the time it is just between 2 people. So now the 4th part. In the 4th part you will have to listen to an audio where generally a single person will talk about a research, scientific development, or anything like that, and you will have to answer. There is 40 questions, and in those 40 questions you will have to answer while you listen. So after all the audios are played, there will be 10 minutes extra for you so that you can transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Remember, the answer sheet is the final thing that only matters. So you will have to be correct while transferring these answers to the answer sheets. Then we'll have 10 minutes extra for putting your answers in the answer sheet. Okay, so after we're done and dusted with the listening part, generally after 40 minutes it will be done. So after that we will start the reading side. In the reading side you will have 1 hour, and in that period there will be 3 passages. You will have to read those passages and answer the questions. During then, you will not have extra 10 minutes of time like you had in listening part. What does that mean? That means within 1 hour, we will have to read those 3 passages, answer them in the question booklet, and also transfer them in the answer sheet. So it is the very hardest module, I will say, in my opinion. So after the reading part, there will be writing. Like reading, it will also be about 1 hour. There will be 2 tasks. The first task will consist a graph, maybe a pie chart, maybe a table. So you will have to, maybe there can be a map. So you will have to understand what those graphics shows, and you will have to write about them. So there is no particular time for any task. You can do anything. You can also write the task 2 earlier. In the task 2, you will have to write about any topic. So the topic will be provided by them, and there will be questions like advantages or disadvantages of certain development. At the same time, they can ask your opinion, and they may ask questions about the reasons. So you will have to do both of them within 1 hour, and we will write them in the answer sheet. So you don't have to transfer like you did in the first 2 parts. So this is another important aspect. Another thing is IELTS writing task 2 generally have majority of the numbers. So you will probably want to start it first. Then you will write the task 1. That means you will have more time to write task 2. As I said, task 2 generally has more number. Generally two-thirds of the whole marks. Now the rest is speaking. As I mentioned earlier, speaking can be in 2 forms. It can be in person as well as it can be over video call. So generally both, the writing side and at the same time the speaking and others are held in different times. Like one day you will have to appear in reading, writing, listening, and another day you will have to appear only for the speaking test. So it can be before the other exams, maybe can be after the other exams. So yeah, this is about the IELTS test. So generally I wanted to talk about it so that you can have a broad understanding how it works. Generally I am going to talk about the result. The result in terms of paper based, it comes out after 13 days. And in terms of computer based, it generally comes faster, like 4 or 5 days after the test. So if you need quick quick result, you can appear in computer based. So I think that's all about IELTS test. If you have any more questions, you can ask in comment box. I will try to answer them as fast as I can. But I think I have covered most of the topics for the beginners who are really interested in IELTS test. And as I said, if you have any more questions, just let me know. Goodbye.